I'm back with another Gray Zone Warfare video. This one's going to be quick, and just like with my previous video, I'm still catching up with all the latest changes and fixes that have been recently pushed to the game, since I have been out of the loop for a good minute due to some IRL stuff going on and just being extremely busy. And in case some of you, for whatever reason, also haven't been keeping up with the game and all the news surrounding Gray Zone Warfare, this video might just be for you, which is actually a second batch of updates to the game, with my previous video being the first batch. So if you missed that and you're curious about some of the changes and fixes, go check that video out as soon as you're done with this one. Before we start, I want to make sure everybody knows you can finally pick up Gray Zone Warfare merch. Their brown hoodie, which you might have seen multiple times be worn by the team, can now be purchased. The stock is very limited, so for anybody interested, I would go and pick it up ASAP if there's still some around. I hope there is. I haven't actually checked. If I was in a better financial situation myself right now, because things are a bit shaky, I would have instantly bought one because I think they are actually really nice. You can go to www.xzone.de anywhere worldwide if you want to pick one up. And if you are from Czech Republic, you are better off using xzone.cz. So if you want to support the devs or you just like good drip, make sure you go to the website and pick one up for yourself. Now, without any further delay, let's get right into the video. They introduced Matthew, the technical animator. Matthew does a little bit of everything related to animation. They also said how they hired a bunch of interesting people to the team recently. Not just interesting, but also with very important skill sets for very important positions. And the positions they hired are senior renderer programmer, senior gameplay programmer, senior game designer, data analyst, which I really like that one, and 2 senior AI programmers to help Mara with all the heavy lifting on that side. The AI programmer is actually also very, honestly, all of these hires are pretty huge. They're all senior positions, so I'm sure there are people with lots of experience and talent in the respective fields, so it will be extremely beneficial to the game to have them on board. I'm very happy to see that. They are, like I said, all huge hires that will just improve not only the game, but also the pace the game is being made at pretty tremendously, in my humble opinion. But moving on, just as with most updates and patches the Mad Finger guys push out for Gray Zone Warfare, we got lots of fixes and maintenance stuff, VRAM optimizations and crash fixes. This is a permanent effort they will be on top of consistently with every update, which is very good to see because there's never enough optimization. Generally, they addressed a lot of issues and concerns that the community has been voicing. We got fixes for global illumination. Some settings caused severe darkness issues when you'd have them on the normal and above, and that should have been at least tweaked or fixed. People complain there is too much rain and it rains too often. Honestly, I kind of really love the rain, so I didn't mind, but I understand. They found the culprit and will tweak that, so we should have less rain in Lamang. They are fixing the game weather not matching the forecasts. That's cool to see. Vulture location being random and not being synced across servers is being addressed. Key spawn rates in Fort Narif from the sergeants are improved, as there were not enough keys spawning. They're way too rare. They are continuing their efforts in improving the localization for the game and providing more languages to be available. They removed collisions on wooden logs so you don't get stuck randomly while walking. That one's actually huge. That would annoy me so much. I would scream about it all the time. Like, there was absolutely no reason for some of these logs that were on the ground to have had collision. Why? Thank you so much for that. They improved clarity of notification messages when logging out. You see, people would log out in cops, but they would be just slightly outside of the safe zone, not exactly in the bounds of the safe zone, and they wouldn't notice, they wouldn't read the message while logging out, and they would, log out and of course lose all their gear. So they improved that UI element to be more, to stand out more, basically. They added some vegetation to a landing zone. I'm guessing the landing zones that were a bit too open and had way too much line of sight onto them without any vegetation surrounding them. That's pretty problematic in the game, so that's what they, I assume, did. Just added vegetation to make players be able to hide while waiting for their helis. They fixed a bunch of locations where players could get stuck all around the map. Fixed an issue where task items randomly disappeared when handing over task items in specific tasks. I know the samples task where you have to collect samples in Banpa for the medic had that issue. issue where you would hand one in and the rest would disappear. Actually, I'm not sure if that's actually fixed because last time I played, I still had that issue. And I think that was post this patch. I'll have a look at that. Fixed an issue that might cause the canting of your sights get stuck if you spam the button way too much. Fixed an issue where more than one squad strike mission was present in the same area. Fixed an issue where players are able to capture a cop by interacting with the flagpole. That wasn't such a bad issue, was it? Fixed an issue where repair kit charges were not consumed under specific circumstances. Fixed the light direction of AI flashlights to better reflect where they are looking. Adjusted the way sliding from a steep hill is detected, thank God, which should result in a decrease in accidental unrealistic deaths. That's just thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. Honestly, that shit was ridiculous. Fixed a rare issue where the player locker was unavailable for some players under specific circumstances. Fixed an issue where adding tracking tags to mortar shells resulted in an error and consumed the tag. They fixed some server crashes, some matchmaking issues, and a very, very nasty network error. All right, that's it for this second batch. That would be all the fixes and changes we got so far. In the next video, I'm going to cover the future patch 0.3.5 and everything that will come with that patch. All the changes, all the fixes, all the updates, obviously all the little info I can find. And I will also talk about the patches post 0.3.5 and all the news and information that Madfinger has given us about that. Now, before I close this video off, I'd like to ask anybody that made it all the way to here and just ask your guys' opinion, because I'm a little bit lost on this. I don't know what to do. So I kind of want to put out more Grey Zone Warfare content, of course, but my channel is kind of more of a news coverage type of content, right, that I make, more like this video. I don't really make gameplay videos, so when there's no really news for the game, I'm kind of dry when it comes to making content. I don't know what to do. So I was thinking, do people actually want to see me try make gameplay videos? Honestly, I have no idea how to make them and how I would even begin to make a half decent gameplay video, because I just don't do them. But I would be willing to try, so I can just have more Grey Zone Warfare content out for my subscribers and everybody that likes to watch my videos. But on the same time, if none of you actually interested and care to watch any gameplay videos that I might make, then there's honestly no point for me to put in all the effort to actually learn and get good at it, since it's also not the type of content I really want to make right now. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you'd be interested in me making some sort of funny or even slightly, I don't know, maybe educational gameplay videos for Grey Zone Warfare. Just whatever you think, just jot it down in the comments. Let's have a little conversation. But apart from that, that would be everything for this one. I hope this video was useful to some of you and you were able to catch up with all the fixes, updates, and the news like I have. I really kind of needed this because I want to get back into, like I said, making a bunch of Grey Zone content and stay in the loop again now that summer is over. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave me a comment. You let me know what you liked or you didn't. Hit that like button. It will help me out a lot. If you do, it only takes a second. And if you are a beast, please consider subscribing to the channel. That is actually the most important bit. If you hit that sub button, I would actually, you know, appreciate and love you, and you'd have a special place in my heart. So please hit it. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.
虜になってしまえばきっとこの夏は充実